How mad would you be if I put you on blackpeoplemeet.com?
What?
So funny little tidbit that we'll get into later. I used to sign my brother.
We can't hear you right now. We can't hear you.
Well, I got that.
Okay, go ahead.
Funny little thing.
Completely destroy how we start the show
funny,
every time.
Funny little antidote. Whatever. Fucking. As a prank growing up, we used to sign each other up, as in my brothers and I, for different dating websites, but the most outrageous ones like blackpeoplemeet.com or Farmers Only or Christian Mingle. And I know for a fact that Carlos's account is still on Black People Meet to this day.
Okay. All right.
How mad would you be if I made one for you?
I'd be pretty upset with you.
I figured you're married, but...
I mean... I am married.
Anyways, everybody, welcome to another episode of Sammy's and Beer, the best podcast on the internet. I'm Thomas. That's Matt. And we're going to be getting into it today. We're going to be having some very heated discussions about some hot topics that I don't think you guys are ready for. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it rough, just the way we like it. Anything to add there, quiet boy? No?
No, I'm letting you. We're apparently trying something different here.
He's letting me. He runs the show. I'm
just letting you.
The comedic value that gets the handsome one. I'm the handsome one. Actually, with your haircut, your haircut recently has been made you the handsome one. I ain't gonna lie to you. No. You look very distinguished. Your eyebrows look nice. Do you pluck them? I think you pluck them.
No, I get them trimmed when I get my haircut.
What? That's not something people do.
It is.
There's no way. I've never seen a barber trim eyebrows.
Okay. Maybe you don't go to the right barbers.
No, I go to the good barbers. They don't speak English.
It didn't happen until I got probably the last 10 years.
It's a long time.
That they're like, hey, do you want me to trim your eyebrows? And it doesn't happen every time.
That has to mean your eyebrows are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't let them do it. Go No Shave November for it.
No, I get like some really like random curly ones that'll go like the wrong way, and so they cut those off.
I need to see it.
Huh?
I need to see that.
I can't. They get cut off.
No, I think we need to start a GoFundMe. How much money do you need to not cut your eyebrows?
It's not like I do it regularly.
How much money do you need?
Like none. I just
then do it. Then don't do it.
Okay. I don't cut them myself. I will still let the barber do it.
He's so stubborn, everybody. Anyways, we're going to get into our favorite segment of the Sammy's and Beer podcast. That is taking our shots. Now, Matt, I've been going first quite frequently lately, so I'd like for you to start us off.
Well, I assumed that our shot was going to be together today.
You know what it is, actually.
So...
There's a lot of things to talk about personally that we could get into, but there's one thing that is incredibly impactful to our friendship.
Yes. Yeah. It's I mean, you actually called me to tell me this.
I did, and your reaction was, "No way!" Like you were, like I could hear you being so bummed about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was very unexpected. Like, because like you said, I mean, he wasn't that old. Like, what was he, 61?
61. And they just said from an illness. They didn't really specify.
A brief illness.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even, like, it was a brief illness, they said. So.
I mean, that could really be anything.
Yeah.
And I want to say it, but.
For those that you don't know what we're talking about the one and only Captain Raymond Holt, Andre, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Pulling it up right now so I can phonetically sound it out. Andre Brogner?
Andre Brogner.
Something like that.
Captain Raymond Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine passed away 3 or 4 days ago. Like I said, from a brief illness, and his character of Captain Raymond Holt was one of my personal favorites.
He was.
I read his Wikipedia, and he had some other characters that I've never really seen, but that were, listed and impactful. Did you know you went to Juilliard?
No, but that doesn't surprise me. He's very eloquent. What's really bums me out is he got his own Netflix show that they were about to start filming.
Oh no!
They have to recast now.
Hopefully, it was a continuation of Captain Raymond Holt because he played a phenomenal character.
That was such a weird character to like. You're supposed to not like him. You're supposed to hate him.
Yeah, he failed that if we were supposed to hate him.
That's true.
So
actually, probably the best character in the show. Well,
yes,
Charles is up there.
They're all up there.
They really are. Well, I don't think Rose is that good. Just gonna put that out there.
I thought Rosa was a needed character in the show
to balance it, but still. Anyways, before we get off topic, Captain Raymond Holt.
Yes. Cheers. And also, it is December again, so Advent season. So you know what I got?
Ooh, Screwball.
My Advent calendar with booze, which is why I'm also drinking this little cup of deliciousness.
It better not.
I got. It is not. It's actually white chocolate, hot chocolate. I got my wife an Advent calendar of all different hot chocolates, and she doesn't like white chocolate. So I took it, and one of the shooters that I got was peppermint peppermint vodka. So I made the white chocolate and put peppermint vodka in there. So
that sounds delicious.
All sorts of fancy.
Yeah, we are. I love it. I really love it. It is a bummer though about Captain Raymond Holt, and it's such a weird way because I'm definitely gonna I love how that death impacted us more than Chandler dying.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I didn't give a fuck about that. I mean, I liked the show. I'm sure he was a good guy. He did a lot of good stuff for the community.
There was a lot of movies and stuff that I enjoyed with him. He did like the whole 9 yards with Bruce Willis.
That one with the super hot Mexican lady where she poops in front of him.
If I know.
You'll know it when you see it.
Okay, probably. I watch a lot of movies. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't nearly as impactful. And the funny thing is it's probably less impactful in the world for everybody else too.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody's talking about it. I've seen a few TikToks of
the edits. Yeah,
just putting together like the final episode with, I think you sent it to me, of like him saying goodbye to Jake and things like that. And
it sucks. It really
does. He was definitely a very impactful character.
It definitely restarted my Brooklyn Nine-Nine rewatch.
Nice. I never stopped.
Well, I stop at the last season. I don't start the last season.
Yeah. I just, once I do, and I just, once it's over, I start back at the beginning. Although I'm not going to lie, I kind of skip some of the first few episodes now. Like
they're too woke.
No, the first few episodes. Like, I don't like the...
Oh, really?
The Coroner Girl episode.
That one's a little weird.
Yeah, I don't like that one. And did you know that that's Charlie Day's wife?
No, I did not, but that makes a lot of sense.
She plays the waitress in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes, she does. Mm-hmm. I need to rewatch. There's a lot of things I need to watch. I need to read. I need to listen to. I don't have time.
There's only so many hours in it.
There really is. I got to fly today, so I'm super tired, but we're here.
Yeah,
we're thriving.
Well, and it was a big week for both of us, family wise as well. Like,
yeah,
I think yours is going somewhat better.
Discharged.
Grandma's doing discharged.
Yep.
Okay,
she's good.
Okay, that's good.
Grandma had a STEMI. We caught it in time. She good.
Nice. That's good news. That's good news.
How's your grandpa?
They shocked his heart, got him out of AFib, which was a good thing.
That's a rough one.
Apparently, there was a lot of fluid around his lungs. They're not sure if it was pneumonia or what's going on, or they checked his white blood cell counts and those weren't elevated. But he's also, for those of you that don't remember, my grandma passed away about a year ago. Well, she passed away in April, but she went into the hospital in December, like Christmas Eve. She had appendicitis. Not appendicitis, but one of her organs was inflamed, and so she had to go in. And that was kind of the beginning of the end for her. She'd never, after she went in on Christmas Eve, she didn't come back out. And
that's typically how that works.
You can see the mental toll that some of that has taken on him. And it's been a rough couple of days.
Well, your
I'm not gonna lie.
your grandparents were doves, right? Like they did everything together.
Yeah. Oh, well, and she was kind of physically handicapped, especially for the last 5 to 10 years, because she had a degenerative muscle disease, and so the last 5 to 10 years she couldn't do much of anything on her own. He was her primary caregiver, and I'm coming to realize that while she could not physically do things, she was mentally taking care of a lot of things that he didn't take care of. And I think that stuff is kind of they're kind of a master blaster type situation. If you've watched any Mad Max the Road Warrior.
Okay. What you're describing is something well known in healthcare, and they're called doves. Because they come in a pair and they're never apart. And when one goes, typically the next is not too far after. They literally just
63 years they were married.
God damn. It's almost as old as you are.
Almost.
They can't function without each other because they're so ingrained in each other's lives from day one. My grandparents are like that. Not the one in the hospital, they hate each other. But the other one. He was like, I'm leaving. You're fine. So
it's hard as they're getting older, and like she's not there, so when he's in the hospital, he was always there in the hospital. And it's weird because it almost felt like that took some of the pressure off of the rest of us to be up at the hospital with her, which sounds really selfish now that when I think about it and say it, but it was like they were there for each other. So like we were there and stopped by and visited and stuff, but it wasn't as needed as it is now.
You didn't do shifts.
If we didn't see her, he was there taking care of her. That was his job.
Yeah.
And now nobody has that job. And so we have that job.
But also being thankful for the little things, in that this didn't happen when she was still alive. Because imagine how hard that would have been,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That would have really. I mean, I know it's a negative, not a negative way to look at it, but
the funny thing is, it probably wouldn't have happened because she would have made him go to the hospital. Like, I think he should have probably gone to the hospital 3 weeks ago.
Probably.
But he was stubborn and didn't want to.
Man, that's crazy. And they cardioverted him.
I don't know what that means.
Are they
shocked him?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you say that?
There's other steps you can take, and I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did the other things first.
Yeah, I mean, he's at a heart hospital. Like, it's...
Yeah, I'm sure they did, because, like, some cases, I've gotten people out of AFib by just flipping them. Literally flipping them on the hospital bed. Someone pulls up, I pull down, like, we flip them, or blowing through a straw really hard, that bearing down does it. I mean... It's just insane. You very rarely see cardioverts or chemical cardioverts.
Chemical?
Yes,
like
there's
medical?
atropine, amiodarone, one of the two. I can't remember. It basically stops your heart for a second and then restarts it.
Oh, okay.
There's debate on which one's worse. They both make you feel like you're dying, so I mean...
Well... Yeah, I mean, stopping the heart is technically dying.
Yep. So, I'm just glad they got him out of AFib, right?
Yeah, he's been out of AFib for a while, and now it's a lot of other stuff.
Yep.
And I think some, like you said, the Dove stuff,
mm-hmm.
the mental health issues are starting to arise. But, cheers to him because he's recognizing it and asking to speak to somebody.
That is huge for someone of his generation. And
yes. And race.
Mm-hmm.
White people don't ask for help very much, or what?
Not old white people.
Okay.
Actually, I guess just old people in general.
And I don't have to worry about him hearing this. Like, he can barely turn on his cell phone, so.
It's fine.
That's one of the things he was fucking bitching about today.
He's bored.
Huh?
He's bored.
No, he's like, oh, his phone. Somebody texts him, and he's like, oh, I fucking hate this thing. Picked up his phone. I'm like, why? Because people want to text you and see how you're feeling.
No,
I liked it when I could just go hide. Hide from who?
Don't
Who's
be mean.
looking for you?
Don't be mean.
I can be mean. He's my grandpa.
I guess that's fair. Your relationship is your own relationship.
Yeah.
No, it's sad. It was a big week for both of us.
It was. It's been, and it's, Christmas week, so there's a ton of other stuff going on, and we had a huge wrestling match today for my youngest son.
What do you place?
Second.
I know. I saw the picture.
He did so awesome, which I'm really, really starting to enjoy the sport of wrestling, and highly, if you're looking for something for your kids to do, get them in wrestling. There's so much emotional learning that has to be done, physical learning that has to be done, body, like all of it. You're working everything. You're working your spirit, your body, and your soul all to wrestle. And it's been fun. He actually lost his first match today. He got pinned.
Did he rally?
He was doing good, but he was just being very timid in the first one, and then the second one, the second kid that he wrestled was not on par, and I think that really was a big confidence booster for him because he worked the kid, and he got a pin. He got his first pin ever in a match and his first win. And he was high on cloud 9. And then his third match was actually against a girl, and she was really good. And it was interesting. I don't know how much you know about wrestling, but he was wrestling and they were going, and she was up on points. She couldn't see him. She was up on points on him going into the final match. So he got a takedown, and then he let her up. So he gets 2 points for a takedown, and she gets 1 point for getting out of it. So he let her up and then took her down again and got 2 more points. Let her up, so she got another point. Took her down again to get 2 more points, and then he was up 17-16 in points and was able to hold her down for the remaining 15 seconds.
Damn.
And
so he was smart about it.
Point. Well, it was actually another coach that was helping me, because it's super weird. You actually have to pay to coach your kids at these wrestling things. You have to pay to get a wristband to be able to be at the sidelines to coach your kid.
I mean, I guess these places don't exactly make a bunch of money.
So, but this other coach stepped in, and he knows wrestling. I don't. And he was like, hey, have him do this. He's like, let her up, because he was getting takedowns. Mm-hmm. So and did that. And then, like I said, was able to win by 1 point because he did a couple of takedowns in the final period.
Hey, he still beat her. Win's a win. Give a shit how
exactly.
You did it.
Yeah. So, and that was able to get him second place, and he has been wearing that silver medal very proudly.
As he should.
Yeah.
And it gives him room to grow. He didn't take the gold, He didn't just sweep it. I got improvements I got to make,
Oh, yeah. A lot of work to be done.
One thing that a lot of people don't talk about, just like cheerleading for males, is that wrestling actually offers a lot of scholarships for a lot of really big colleges. If it's something that he really he loves and pursues later on in life, it's definitely something he can do.
The weird part about wrestling is, though, after you get through with college, there's absolutely nowhere to go with it.
Nope.
There is no collegiate wrestling or, after action wrestling or anything like that. You can become a coach and that's it.
You go to WWE.
Yeah. That's not even wrestling.
It's not. It's acting.
Yeah.
But it's still, most people, when they finish playing their college sport, they don't move on to that next level anyways.
Most people do, but the ones that do want to go on, there's a lot of opportunity. I guess if you're playing the right sport.
I guess, with basketball and football, but...
Baseball.
Oh, baseball too.
Hockey.
Too many Mexicans. Hockey, though. I have...
Mexican?
In baseball.
In baseball?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're Puerto Ricans.
It's just water Mexicans. It's the same shit. And I could say that. No, I guess you're right. And if our women's volleyball takes off, then that'll take over the WNBA.
Which it should.
It really should.
I can't tell you how many people I've heard talking about the NCAA tournament of Nebraska and Texas, which I don't know if you know this, Texas won today and routed Nebraska to win the national. Texas is the national. I don't know which Texas school. You guys only have like 95 of them. I don't know which Texas school won, but the Texas is the national women's NCAA champions.
Okay.
Well, how is it going to get popular if you don't talk about it?
I guess that's fair. We need to bump it up. We need to hype it up. We need to do stuff.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. That's how we're going to get the
Sammy's a Beer sponsored official professional volleyball league.
NVBA.
Careful.
NVBA.
National Volleyball.
VBA? The VBA.
Volleyball Association?
Yeah.
WVBA. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
I don't want the W in there. It's not women's. This is not a male sport. Like, this is kind of how it's the NBA, National Basketball Association.
Okay. We're feminists. Okay.
National Volleyball Association. NVB.
Equalist.
NBA. The NBA? That's weird.
National Volleyball Association.
Well, because I don't know. Yeah.
We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
It's not me being a feminist. It's just me saying that we're not going to have a male version. We're going to let the women just own it.
Yeah, they got it.
It's theirs. And I think it's going to be better, too.
I think it is going to be better.
Mark Cuban, get on it.
We need male cheerleaders. That's what we need.
Like Chippendales or what?
Yeah. No, actually, I want a rock show in the halftime. Want someone to play
like The Rock.
I mean, I'll take that too. But rock
or like
rock music, like just.
Oh, okay. I literally thought you meant like you wanted somebody like displaying like quartzes and stuff during the.
No,
I was like, that's a really weird request.
No, rock. Just make it like this adrenaline-filled experience. Charge it up, hype it up. Hockey's hype, although I guess they don't fight as much anymore, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, somebody did die here recently in a hockey game.
Happens.
Did that happen? Or did somebody make that happen?
We'll let the courts decide.
Like,
court of public opinion doesn't matter. It does actually matter a lot.
Well, if you saw the video, you kind of saw what happened.
And just, we'll let the courts decide. Trial by peers.
Will there, did Alec Baldwin ever have to go to trial?
He's rich.
I mean, he killed that person. That's all I'm saying. Like,
pineapple soda. HEB has off-brand sodas of the best fucking flavor. Have you ever had a fruit punch soda?
No.
It's delicious.
I don't think you're supposed to drink fruit punch at all. I'm sure it fucking eats your stomach.
I don't care. You to look like I give a fuck.
You should take an egg and put it into a glass of fruit punch and see what happens to it.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste either the egg or the fruit punch. That does explain why my stomach hurts every time I drink like fruit punch, though.
Yeah, probably.
I've made my own fruit punch, and that is actually just infinitely better. It's like making your own mayonnaise. I don't know if you've ever done that before. It's super easy because I have a hand blender, right?
I have a hand blender too. I'm just not a basic white bitch.
Do you like mayonnaise?
Yep.
Try it.
Just not a basic white bitch.
Just try it. Just fuck. You'll never go back. You make pickles. I don't want to hear shit coming from you.
I don't make pickles. My wife makes pickles.
She makes some really good pickles.
I grow cucumbers.
I don't know if that's better.
How is that not better? I'm a farmer.
Okay. Anyways, I actually want to pick your brain about farming, growing, gardening offline, obviously, because I want to get started with some plots, some easy to grow stuff, and I want to grow loofahs.
Like in your parents' backyard, or what?
We'll talk about that later. That too. I also want to grow loofahs.
Seems like a waste of fucking time, but go ahead.
To grow loofahs?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're like $2.
I'm not growing them to save money. I'm growing them because I want to fucking grow loofahs. It's hilarious.
You're going to grow something for the comedic value?
I do a lot of things in my life for the comedic value.
All right. All right.
I also received a great Christmas present today from some friends.
It is Sunday.
It is
Right.
it is a goose on a swing that hangs in your car.
Oh.
It's fucking amazing. He's hanging there right now.
Good place for him. So, I do have an important question for you.
I have an important answer.
One that you've been very elusive on.
The answer is she can't come.
That wasn't my question.
Oh, well.
Are we doing a live podcast this year?
That's still kind of important. She can't come. I'm thinking about it. I have to be very gentle and careful how I proceed from there. But I want to. She won't be able to.
So we're gonna probably say no.
I'm trying not.
I'm not gonna get you in any trouble. So not that anybody listens to this, but
I'm trying not to say no because I really want to. I'm off. Like I have the days, but it's Christmas. It's like because I brought it up today, and she's like, "Oh, I have this with the puppies, and I have this with work." She was like, "Okay, so that's a no." But I'm gonna keep trying. Cause I'll sleep in a tent in the back fucking yard. I don't give a shit.
I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
By a tent, I mean a camper, but same thing.
That's a little better because there's heat and AC and.
Okay.
Actually, by the way, the weather's been really nice down here. It's been nice and cool in the 50s and 60s.
It's been, I think, about the same as what it's been here. Actually, it was
Really?
like 52 today.
Oh, that's not bad at all. It was low 48 this morning, about 3.
See, we get quite a bit colder at night. Like it gets down into the 20s and 30s.
That makes more sense. Like, and then it's nice and sunshiny with a good breeze. Like this is perfect weather to be out doing stuff. I love it. It was a great day to fly. Holy shit! There was a cloud in the sky. I got some really nice pictures of the Corpus Coast. Yeah. Sorry, my energy boost is running out a little bit, so I'm trying to hype myself back up, baby.
Been about 30 minutes.
I did some push-ups before.
So with getting to, Christmas being almost here, what's your favorite Christmas tradition? Like, what is one thing that you look forward to on Christmas every year now?
Well, Christmas blowjobs definitely make the top 10, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just
I
kidding.
wouldn't know.
I'm just kidding. That's not a thing. It should be.
It should be.
No, we really don't have a whole lot of Christmas traditions, personally. That's why I want.
There's nothing you guys do consistently every year.
Recently, the past 3 years, we've done pajamas on Christmas Eve, which you saw the pictures of. Mm-hmm. We've been doing that, but growing up, we really didn't have a whole lot because Dad was either not here or he was, So that's why I ask you about yours because I want to make my own later on,
But a Christmas tradition doesn't necessarily have to be something like, especially in your guys' situation. Like, did you guys celebrate Christmas then when your dad was able to get back?
We did both.
I mean, because obviously, he was deployed, so he could not be back for 2-3 months. I mean, you're not going to wait 2-3 months to celebrate Christmas.
We did both. We celebrated with other families, but we saved our Christmas for Dad.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like we celebrated with our grandparents and stuff. And did that, and then but when Dad came home, we set aside a time, and we did our Christmas.
I mean, because with deployments, especially when you were growing up, deployments weren't just the 6 months that they are now.
No.
They used to be like a year or two. Didn't they?
Dad was gone for 15 months, I think, as his peak. Now you did have mid tours, so that would happen every now and then, where you got to go home halfway through your deployment for a couple weeks and then go back.
Okay.
So those were nice, but I mean, you just dealt with it. You really stopped looking for, not that you stopped looking forward to the holidays, because obviously you were off of school, but the days the holidays were didn't matter. You know, and there's a good example of that is you see me personally, we always celebrate second Thanksgiving in the summer because of that. It's just that was formed out of that tradition, you know. So we have 2 Thanksgivings every year. It's fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's never a bad time to eat turkey.
Yeah. I will admit, recently, now that Dad's been home more and stuff, that we have started celebrating, like doing more on Christmas. So before, we would just have turkey and ham on both Thanksgiving and Christmas, because of what we knew how to do. Recently, the old man learned how to make prime rib, and holy shit. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, and that's, you know, I think one thing that I've liked, and, you know, it's a little bit harder for us to have like all solid traditions because every other year we're in Texas for Christmas. And, you know, I can't like last year I was at home, so I smoked a brisket, you know, and, you know, coming up with those killer foods, like I was talking to my brother, and, you know, one year he made, now I can't think of it. Gordon Ramsay's famous dish.
Beef Wellington.
Yes, my brother made beef Wellington one year.
I've always wanted to try that.
And that's why he did it. It was because he's like, it's Christmas, I got time, I'm gonna be at home, let's have this fucking bomb ass feast. You know, that wasn't just your traditional turkey, your traditional ham. Going to prime rib. You know, one thing I'd be interested in trying is a Jewish brisket, where like they make them in a oven, because that's pretty common from my understanding.
I had one, and I'm very picky with my brisket, right? Awesome, fucking.
But it has to be done way different, though, doesn't it?
It's oh yeah. They have a whole process, right? It deserves just as much respect as smoking a brisket does, right? Two sides of the coin. It was amazing. It was very savory. It was juicy. There was like a gravy on the side kind of thing. It was just good. I don't know if it's my preference because I love my smoked meats, but I definitely wouldn't mind having it more frequently. Learning.
Now, was it from a traditional Jewish family?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was a young gal I was dating back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was okay. Relationship was but the food was woo. She's married now. Most of the women I dated now are married.
Most of them? How many of them do you keep up with?
3.
That's how many you keep up with, or that's how many are married?
Both? I wouldn't know. I don't know if the other ones are married. I haven't kept up with them. I'm sure they are. They're catches.
Like the one who stabbed you?
I haven't kept up with that one. I hope somebody caught her. Yes. No, there's the one whose wedding I went to. There's one
I remember that.
There's one whose wedding I was invited to, didn't go. It was very recently too. I just don't want to go to Ohio at all, let alone for someone's wedding. And then there's the Jew girl. The Jewish girl. She's a lawyer.
Makes sense.
Shut up. She's actually really nice. She just got married. Really nice.
But she's a really good lawyer too.
Oh, she was fucking very argumentative. Again, the relationship was but yeah, I mean,
God, I bet her parents fucking hated you.
Why?
They just did.
Because I'm brown. Actually, they liked me.
No, because you're Catholic.
I mean, I don't go out with a veil and go, oh, nobody sa tre filis spiritis sanctis.
But it's very, very well known that.
Are you saying a stereotype can't be based in fact?
It is. Yeah. How many churches are in Mexico?
I don't know. 11? At least 11.
At least. I mean, where's the one big statue? I think that's in what? Brazil?
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Rio.
The Hispanic culture really like they got into Jesus and they fucking went all in.
They got into Jesus, Coke, and killing all at the same time, and they somehow mixed them all together.
Well, because I mean, when you're doing that much coke and that much killing, you gotta ask for forgiveness somewhere. Jesus was the balance, you know.
So.
Then, kind of like Muslims are blowing people up and taking shit over, so they pray to Allah.
I guess so.
I think that's how.
By the way, I finally got into God of War Ragnarok.
Okay.
I don't know if
I've heard they're going to make a live action of that.
I hope not. I really hope not. I think it's one of the most well done games I've ever played. Truly, from a story standpoint, just purely story. Combat's fun, right? Keeps you engaged, makes you feel big, bad, and a badass. But the story,
you kill God.
You're God, yeah.
You kill gods. You're not actually a god in the game, are you?
You are. You're the God of War,
Oh.
hence the name.
Oh, so you're Ares.
No, you killed Ares in the previous games. You took the spot.
Oh.
You're the son of Zeus. It's this whole thing.
Okay.
But I love, and I'll get into it for just a quick second. I love the original games kind of matured, I think, with what I was feeling at the time, right? It was just a rage-filled adrenaline rush of beating the shit out of everything and not caring about the consequences, right? That's just what the first few games were. You kill all the pantheons in Greece, you doom the world because you're an asshole, and you're getting your revenge. Then the new God of War came out, which is Norse, which I think you'd really like too, by the way, just because of that aspect. And it is no longer about you. You have a son. And you see Kratos' evolution from being this very selfish, driven man to the same amount of driven, but in raising his son. And it is a very impactful and awesome story. I have loved it the entire ride through. It was like pulling teeth to get me to start it, but once I started it, I couldn't stop.
Do you have a PlayStation that I'm unaware of?
I have PlayStation 4, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I've had it. It's what the boys play on whenever they come visit.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
We just always play on Xbox, so.
Oh, yeah, I love the Xbox. The only reason I have the PlayStation is to play God of War and Spider-Man. That's it.
I think God of War might have came out when I had my PlayStation 2, because I want to say I played
Oh, yeah.
one of God of Wars.
There's a lot of them.
And then I switched over to Xbox after that and haven't been able to.
I will literally send you my PlayStation just so you can play these two games. They're that good. Well, actually, the first one's on PC. Like, the second one is being added at some point. But it is, again, and The Last of Us is really good too, right? I like The Last of Us. I played both of them. I thought they were really good. This is better, hands down, in every way.
Did you hear the big news that Meta and Xbox had?
Oh yeah, that you can play with the Meta.
And you can hook your Xbox controller up, so you can play on your Xbox controller with the VR headset on.
I'm really thinking about getting one because those things look badass.
We have a Quest 2.
I want the Quest 3 because that has the AR.
What's the AR?
Which, have you not seen videos of the guy like doing dishes and having like a screen popped up on the side where he's like watching a video and then he has like something else over here? It basically is just advanced reality, or augmented reality, and he's like, you can see what he's doing, he can see what he's doing, but he's doing a lot of other things at the same time.
I don't want that.
I want that.
That's too much.
I want to be able to
hurt.
I want to be able to, like in the video games and the movies and stuff, where I wear a pair of glasses and like, say from like a medical standpoint, I see a patient and I like look at them and it's telling me their heart rate and it's telling me how tall they are and how much they weigh, like stuff like that. You want
free guy. You want free guy glasses.
Absolutely, I do. I want that in real life. Is it an invasion of privacy? Probably. Do I give a shit? No.
Well, that's a mistake on your part.
I don't have any privacy to begin with. I'm technically government property.
Well, that's your choice.
It is. And I love it.
You chose to be government property.
Goddamn it right I did.
Have you ever heard of somebody being in multiple branches of the military?
No.
Thought it was weird. Some guy said that to me today.
Probably lying. Was he an E11? I've met plenty of E11s at bars.
Well, he was
Navy SEAL snipers. Lots of those.
But he his daughter wrestles with my kids, and he had like a thing on last week. Like said, he hurt his shoulder, and so he had a big thing on, holding his shoulder in place, and then he didn't have it today. So I was like, "Oh, your shoulder must be feeling better." And I was like, "Did you hurt it?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm in the military." And I was like, "Oh, cool. What branch?" He goes, Navy, Army, Air Force. I've been through them all."
I mean, if he's been through them all, you can definitely hop branches. 100% you can hop branches. But you can only ever be in one. You can work with other ones.
You just said two different things.
No, you can hop branches. You can only ever be enlisted in one branch, or an officer in one branch. So say you, like, a great example is we have Navy corpsmen that cross-train into the Air Force to become flight medics, right? Because they have this skill set. So they go from Navy to Air Force.
Well, but that's, Air Force, well, I suppose because the guys that are on, if you're stationed, the guys that are in planes on ships, they're Navy.
Yeah.
Like the Air Force doesn't have pilots on Navy ships, correct?
The Navy has their own pilots.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what the world's second greatest Air Force is?
The Navy.
The United States Navy. That's a bona fide fact.
Yeah, because they're two separate entities.
Yes. And even the Army has their own pilots. Not necessarily fixed wing, but rotary wing. Not all of the a lot of the helicopter pilots come from the Army. Each branch has their own functions. There's plenty of people, like I met Marines who are loadmasters, which is typically an Air Force job.
Okay.
So there's cross breeding on jobs and stuff, but you're only ever in one branch. And then you can move to another one if you so choose.
Gotcha.
And you work together, and you can get tasks together and whatever. But on your chest, there will say one branch.
Fair enough.
It's a lot. But, this guy could have definitely... I was giving him shit, but this guy definitely could have, started in the Army and then decided, you know what, I want to be a corpsman in the Navy, and because he was a whiskey, and he became a corpsman. And then he's like, you know what, now I want to be a flight medic. And you can go do that, too.
Yeah. I wasn't going to question him.
Yeah.
I don't have enough. It's like, oh, cool, man.
Even when I see the stolen valor and stuff in public, I really don't give a shit. I'm sure I will when I'm older, but it's just like, this guy is such a loser that he's doing that. I don't give a shit enough to even engage with him.
I completely understand where people go out and call people.
I get it, but people have been through way more than I have while serving. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So it's just one of those things, like, whatever, dude. I've met guys at bars, yeah, I'm a Navy SEAL sniper, and they're fat. I'm like, all right. Baby walrus, do something with yourself. It's just, okay, yeah. Dude. Like, I could have been in the military, but I would have punched out the drill sergeant. Those drill sergeants will beat you to death. It's like, with their very shiny shoes. Like, they'll kill you. So, I don't know. One of the best decisions I've ever made, but still kind of a sacrifice sometimes. And I say that in the Air Force. 100%. I say that. I'm in the cozy one.
Yeah.
So the health insurance alone is worth it, ladies and gentlemen. Enlist today. No?
Free college.
Would you let your sons enlist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm never going to tell my kids they can't do something.
Just make sure
I'm going to give them the pros and cons of it all. Like, I don't think I'd let them join the Marines.
Please don't. Well,
I don't think I'd let them do that. I think they're too smart for that.
Maybe he's like an officer. They are too smart for that. But that's not shitting on the Marines, though. They just
not at all
a very specific role.
Every tool has a purpose. And that's not saying one tool is better than the other tool. A hammer is not better than a screwdriver. They just have different purposes.
Are you calling all Marines tools?
Nope.
I'm
calling them. I'm calling every person out there a tool. And we all have different purposes.
I completely agree. I've met some people who have thrived being Marines or in the Army.
Oh, yeah.
I've met guys who are supply officers that have thrived. Like, really thrived. We have a new guy doing our supply for us, at my unit, and he has completely changed everything for the better. I am just impressed with this guy. He's
Yeah.
fucking killer. He just has a niche for it. This is his thing. And holy shit, is it made my life 10 times easier.
Exactly. Some people just find their niche and are just really, really good at it.
Yep.
you know?
Sometimes it's
And-
kicking boxes. Sometimes it's kicking doors. It's up to you.
Exactly. You know, I mean, look at the American Sniper himself, Chris Kyle. I mean, he was a Marine.
He was a Navy SEAL.
Wasn't he?
He was a Navy SEAL.
I thought he was a Marine first.
I don't think so. He was old too when he enlisted.
Yeah, he was in his 30s.
Yeah. I mean, old, but old for the military for sure.
Yeah.
Because at that point, what I've been told, because obviously I'm not anything special like that, what I've been told is it's all mentality. And I've seen the training that they've gone through and stuff, so I can get it. It's also physicality. You gotta be that
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Like, well, I mean, physicality can be trained, though. Like,
yes.
I mean, that's one thing you can control. You can't control well, you can control the mentality of it, but
Even then.
you can't coach the mentality of it.
I know myself personally, I wouldn't be able to go through a training like that.
I don't think I would either.
It's just, I know myself well enough. I've done adjacent training, and even that was tough, right? I don't personally think I could make it through buds or selection or any of that. And that's okay, you know.
Yeah.
I like my job. I like what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, putting people in a box. Hard pass. Don't put me in a box.
That is something I've been struggling with a lot lately, actually, I keep thinking inside the box recently. I used to be really good at thinking outside the box. Like, it was my niche. I was doing it. I was killing it. And now I am finding myself routed in these ways that I've developed over time, and I just have to, I can't break out of them. Like, especially on flights, patient care and stuff, I'm like, it's really hitting on this one thing, and my problem could be solved with just 10 seconds of taking a step back, breathing, and attacking from a different direction. But I'm just so hard-headed about it recently, and I really don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hit that issue yesterday, so.
When you're young, it's easy because those procedures aren't ingrained in you. And then the longer you do something, you get so used to the procedures, and the procedure works 95% of the time. And so if it's going to work 95% of the time, you tell yourself, well, this is going to work until that 5% arises.
Yeah.
And that 5% doesn't ever arise except for once in a blue moon.
You know, I got these young guys, 19, 20 years old, that are coming in, and they're doing the same shit that I did when I came in, you know? They're hot off the press, and they've got these ideas, and it took me a second to be like, they have something to bring to the table that's bettering me as not even a senior flyer, just as a seasoned flyer. Like, it took me a second. It took me longer than I'd really like to admit to really wise up to that.
Yeah, it's hard to constantly realize that you're a student. Like, you try to become an expert at things, but then, at the exact same time, like, you also have the confidence to know your own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a weird line to walk of not always being right,
And it sucks.
and especially like, but like when you start something brand new, like, it's okay, nobody's expects you to be right, and then you start learning it and you get comfortable, like, okay, I know my shit now, and then when something comes in and like, this, but it's something else works, you're like, well, fuck, I thought I knew all this stuff. Now I don't.
A great example was today. We had a crew, right? 5 people. I'm one of them. And at that table, I was the most experienced flyer. Mm-hmm. That's never happened to me before. Today was the first day that's ever happened. And it was like a, oh shit moment, like, fuck. So, man. And it feels good at the same time, but it just feels weird. It's growing up.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's something you've experienced before too.
Oh yeah.
I'm in charge of people now. Like, the things that I do make a difference. Promotions and reviews and all this stupid stuff that I hated and I still hate to this day. but I got to do it. Like these other, I don't want to say kids because that's demeaning, but these other people depend on it. You know, these younger people to progress their careers, and I'm just trying to learn how to best be that person for them. You know, be that leader. I was always kind of just like do show by doing, right? It's the easiest method for me, but for some people that doesn't work, and adapting to them, and I don't know, man. And these kids are weird. They're fucking weird.
Well, but then you're going to run into people. I mean, obviously, I've dealt with it more on the civilian side of things, but then you're going to run into people who are 20 years older than you, and you're their boss and telling them what to do.
That has happened.
And they've been doing it for 20 years.
Way longer than me, yes!
Yeah. And you're like, hey, you're not doing that right. I've been doing this for 20 years. Well, you've been doing it wrong for 20 years.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yes.
Like, that's not the right way to do it, but that's not how we're doing it now.
And things change so
fun.
often. It's, yeah. Our chief right now, he's 60.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to retire. He doesn't have a choice now, right? He's too old. He's fucking old.
Forced retirement.
Yeah. And seeing the font of knowledge leaving. His shoelaces have more flight hours than I think I will ever get in my entire career, right?
Yeah.
And they're new boots. Like, this guy is just the guy. And it's sad. It makes me really sad to see him have to go. But he deserves it.
But... Well, that and... I mean, there's a reason that they force retirement on you. I mean, that he's just physically probably not able to do...
Nope. He has a better PT test than I do. Like,
well, that's not hard.
No. Like, he's just... He was made to be in the military.
Yeah.
You know? And he's brilliant. I'll really miss... Because I'll text him. I could text him right now and he'll still answer me. The font of knowledge and experience of that man. Just one of the most gracious... He's going to be my shot next week. Just one of the most badass human beings I've ever met. And he has a counterpart. She's like 10 years younger, but she's the same. She's a nurse practitioner, and she's an agent for the FBI. Like, she is a fucking... she's a kick-ass lady. And she'll have to go here soon, too. And it's sad.
You know, they're just going to move on to different things and enjoy their lives. You know, it's... Don't be sad for the ending. Be happy for what it was.
Yeah. Just hoping to carry on the legacy a little bit. If I could have 1/8 of his sprinkled dust of amazingness, I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, all that stuff is built in the day-to-day and the work, so...
Yeah. That's true.
That's one thing I've started focusing, like, with my kids on is, like... I read an article about it where they did a study with kids where half of them, they went through and they gave them a test, and half the kids, they told them, you're so smart. You did that. So smart for doing it that way. And then the other half of the kids, when they were doing this problem, they said, you worked really hard and were able to solve that. And just the two differences that they said later on, that the kids who, because they gradually started getting problems harder and harder for these kids, and they said that the kids who they said were so smart would give up really easily and get super frustrated because then they'd be like, well, I'm not smart enough or something like that, versus the kids that they said you worked really hard at that would keep working hard and would actually figure it out. Because instead of saying you were just smart to figure that out, they just told them that they figured it out because they worked hard.
That makes a lot of sense.
It really does. And I've been really trying to put that in with my kids and, you know, and trying to do it with myself too. Like, it's not about like just knowing it, because anybody can figure it out. It's about working to figure it out and working hard to get the stuff done.
You know who really preached that in my youth growing up that made an impact?
Who?
Naruto. And Goku.
Okay.
But it's true. You're so stupid. It's true, though. And you make fun of it, but media that we absorb when we're kids definitely makes a huge impact.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that those cartoons, I mean, they have an impact on you. I mean, it's weird how you see life. I wish life was more like a cartoon where you just had good and evil.
Yeah.
Because there is no good and evil. I mean, there are some people that are straight evil, and but it's so rare. Like, they make it so easy to just be like, evil, 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 good, good, good. And then there's everybody else. That's not how it is. Like, you don't know who the evil people are.
I actually think media's been doing a really good job of portraying villains in a gray area. Look at Thanos. Yeah. Thanos is a prime example of that, and giving villains compelling arguments. Do I love a good versus evil? Like, this person's just bad because they fucking suck? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Love that. But I think media, like a lot of popular media, has been pushing more of the gray villain. And it's great. I mean, it's true. It's accurate.
Yeah, it makes it more relatable for everybody, you know, to have those villains that, like you said, are relatable. And, you know, just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean you can't see their side of the coin.
Absolutely. It's becoming less prevalent now because I think people are kind of tired of it, right? Tropes and, you know, trends like that. But it's still really cool to see. I mean, even in the newest Batman, which I just recently saw, that's why I keep bringing it up. In the newest Batman, it was a gray villain. He was insane, you know, with the Riddler. So I think it's nice, but it's still really nice to see a purely evil person. Just to have it happen. I just heard something through my door that's very interesting. So recently, the trailer park, Mesquite Village, which we both know is my favorite place to go here in town, has been going through some drama. So I need to open that up.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it's something
compelling stuff for the show for everybody.
There's drama with landlord drama, you know, bar owning drama. So nothing's been posted. So whatever. I just heard it through the door. It's seeing my favorite place to go hang out, and the only place I can go and do that within 30 minutes of me closed down on like one day to the next. You know, like real.
Yeah.
So.
There was a huge announcement in our city. Like, our largest daycare has announced that they're closing 3 out of their 4 offices at the middle of January.
That's rough. January?
Yeah.
A daycare.
Huge daycare.
God damn. That's going to fuck up a lot of things.
Yeah, and they're saying it's due to costs. Like,
they charge an arm and a leg to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, I know families, specifically of people my age, who don't put their kids in daycare because it's cheaper to not do it and just not work.
My wife was working at a bank, and we realized that she was able to stay home with our son and watch 2 other kids. 2 brothers. One who was a little bit younger than Jackson, right, or my oldest. And she made $200 more a week.
Yeah.
Or a month.
The family that I grew up with in Nebraska, the mom watched 4 or 5 other kids. It makes money.
Yeah, it's so.
And that's charging less than other daycares do.
Exactly. So, but we are at the bat time.
We are. I think Matt just wants to play some video games. It's been a while.
No, we can. We try to keep it to an hour.
I'm kidding. We need to keep our hour. All right, so because I'm taking over right now, I want to thank everybody for watching and listening to Sammy's and Beer Podcast live on Thursdays. If you want, you can absolutely listen to the pre-recorded audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts whenever we both upload them, which takes a while. We are live on YouTube and Twitch individually. So if his audio sucks, I apologize. It's because he doesn't have Discord Nitro. That's on him, not on me.
No, my audio sucks because of how you're holding your microphone right now.
Oh, is it bad?
It is so fucking terrible.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was so horrible.
You could have said it earlier. You could be like, stop, 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 stop.
No, why would I do that? I want you to sound like a fucking idiot for a while.
Well, it's been really nice, everybody. Unfortunately, I've lost my gusto and my energy. Please, if you do watch, if you find yourself coming back, drop a like, drop a comment. We'll actually respond to your comments. We're actually interested in what people have to say because no one says anything. So, rip Captain Raymond Holt, and we'll see you guys next week. You have anything to say, Matt?
Nope.
Nothing? Feedback?
I'm good.
Pull back?
No.
Okie dokie. Well, everybody, it's been great. Wundle plus Wundle equals